Good afternoon. This is Brian Watkins from Las Vegas, Nevada. B-R-Y-O-N Watkins from Las Vegas, Nevada. And I'm going to talk to you briefly about the Terry stop. Stop and identify, as we all know, by police. Now, this subject I've become a very good scholar on. I know this subject like the back of my hand. I know how to articulate it like the back of my hand. I know how to question police when they are being abusive, using this to exert their powers they think they have. They don't, but they think they do. And this is how you keep them powers at bay. The Terry stop is what is known as. Citation number. Oh, this is the United States Supreme Court 2 speaking. Terry versus Ohio, citation number 392 U.S. 1 1968. Was a landmark case decision. States, police, you can stop whatever you want, but you have to have the 3 articulated reasons why you're stopping a person. You have to know that they've committed a crime. You have to know that they are about to commit a crime, or you actually visually see them committing a crime. Those have to be established. So, police, if the police stop you, ask them this. What's the accusatory instrument for my inspection? They may look at you crazy. It's very simple. What's the accusatory instrument for my inspection? What am I being accused of? Why you stopped me? Am I free to go, or am I being detained? If you're free to go, then yeah, you're free to go. But if you're being detained, okay, red flags go up, because that's telling me that you're accusing me of an alleged crime. And I want to know what alleged crime did I commit, or about to commit, or that you've seen me visually committing. That's what I want to know. And I'm telling myself I need to know these things so I know whether or not to file a federal lawsuit under Title 42 United States Criminal Code 1983, deprivation of rights, which follows other laws that are being violated against you, the innocent person, which I will get into in a minute. If they say you're being detained, okay, well then, officer, Mrs. Officer, what am I being accused of? Well, turn around, put your hands above your head, let me see some ID. Again, what am I being accused? Because see right now what they're doing, per the United States Supreme Court, and look this up, because they've said this on several occasions. Right now, that action, you're being aggravated, kidnapped, and you're being aggravated assaulted. Assaulted does not just mean physically. Kidnapping does not mean what you see in the movies. Someone jumping out of a van with a gun, gagging you, throwing you in the van. That's not kidnapping. So read the legal definition of these terms, because they're far different from the movies. Trust me. I've read them. I have stacks of them right over there because I read this stuff. Stuff like this, Supreme Court case decisions, I keep on my person. And I refer to them from time to time. Another Supreme Court case decision that further supports the Terry stop, U.S. versus Ohio. Or, excuse me, Terry versus Ohio. Hibble versus the 6th Judicial Court of Nevada, citation number 542 U.S. 177 in 2004. It wasn't that long ago. Same thing. They can stop you, but the police have to have articulated facts that you committed a crime or you were involved in a crime. Read this case, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Which reminds me, read Supreme Court case decisions so you can understand how they think. Read the syllabus in these cases. So again, you understand how they think, so you can then therefore incorporate certain laws that are violated with Supreme Court case decisions. Something else I've become very good at. Those 2 court case decisions I just read to you, this one is very important. Abelman versus Booth, citation number 62 U.S. 506 1859, reads as follows. States cannot issue rulings that contradict the decisions of federal courts. Now, let me explain this, because a lot of people don't know what this means. I never understood this until 3 years ago. When you're reading something that says, okay, the state can do this, state can do that. When they say state, who are they referring to? You know who they're referring to? They're referring to state lawmakers of that state, your state legislators, your state attorney general, your governor. That's who they're referring to. They're telling the federal Constitution, the Supreme Court, they're telling states, you can make any laws you want. But if they interfere with their court case decisions per Article 6, Section 2, the Supremacy Clause in the United States Supreme Court, and if they interfere with your unalienable rights granted to you by God, which our founding fathers said, that are supported and cemented by the federal Constitution ratified December 15th, 1791, you, state, cannot enforce that law that you just wrote. Doesn't matter how pretty it is. Doesn't matter how well it looks on paper. Doesn't matter if the law is covered in nice tulips, roses. Doesn't matter. That law is null and void. Period. End of story. That's what that means. When they say states cannot contradict, states cannot do this, states can do that. That's what that means. State legislators. That's who they're talking to. They're talking to you, lawmakers of the state. Another one. Cooper versus Aaron, citation number 358, U.S. 1, 1958. Another landmark case decision by the United States Supreme Court. Landmark case that makes all states, again, all states, bound by United States Supreme Court case decisions. That means you have to follow them. And I read you this last one. Now, this Supreme Court case decision is the big one. This is the number one baby of them all. This Supreme Court case decision tells the Supreme Court that they are not even above the United States Constitution. That's how powerful this one is. Marbury versus Madison. Citation number 5, U.S. 137, 1803. Section 13 of the Judiciary Act of 1789 is unconstitutional to the extent it purports to enlarge the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. Like I just said, that's telling the Supreme Court, even you Supreme Court justices and Chief Justice, even you're not above the Supreme Court, or excuse me, you're not above the United States Constitution. That's powerful. Now, a lot of you maybe, well, we don't have the money to fight this and that, or we don't know what to do. Well, first of all, read the Constitution and understand your rights. Second of all, filing a federal lawsuit only costs $400. Filing appeal in the appellate court, whatever jurisdiction you're in, only costs $400. This is the internet age. You know how easy it is to raise money for legal defense? It's not hard at all. And given the reputation of these local, state, and federal governments, especially police, oh, I guarantee you, you will get enough money raised for legal defense. I guarantee you that. That I promise you will. Yes, you will. Because unfortunately, some police over the years have become too abusive. You can go on YouTube. It's all over. Look at it. Look at it. We need more law enforcement officers like former Justin S. Hobson of the New Jersey State Police, who turned in his own officers for abuse. He caught hell for doing it, but the end result, it woke people up. And he stuck to his gun. So, former New Jersey State Trooper Hobson, I salute you. Other officers back, like former New York detective, they made a movie about him, Serpico, I think it was. I salute you. We need officers like that. You took an oath, you stick to it. Which, by the way, the oath that you take, officers, or officers of local, state, and federal governments, you violate that oath, you violated two things. First, you violated God's law. The United States Supreme Court has made decisions in the syllabus even stating such and such violated God's law. That's big. That's biblical. That's huge to say that. Two, you violated Title V, United States Criminal Code, Section 3331, under oath. You violated that. And when you file a lawsuit, which is what I'm trying to encourage, filing Title 42, United States Criminal Code 1983 lawsuits, which stands for deprivation of rights. Well, that leads to other rights that they violated, the police. They violated laws in your state constitution, as well as various other United States criminal codes. For example, if that were to happen to me in Nevada, and look this up, I'm not going to say because I want you to look this up so you can understand how this works. They violated Section 1, Section 17, and Section 20 of the Nevada State Constitution, as well as in the United States Constitution, they violated my 4th Amendment right, they violated my 5th Amendment right, they violated my 9th Amendment right, they violated the 10th Amendment right, and they violated the 14th Amendment because the 14th Amendment incorporates the Constitution to the people. They violated due process in the 14th Amendment. And they also violated Article 4, Section 4 of the United States Constitution. And they also violated Article 6, Section 2. I can go on. Those are a lot of laws that just were violated just by being dumb about a stop and search. Violate one law, that leads to other laws you violated. And in the future, as this goes on, I'm going to start teaching people how to file these proper documents, how to, first you have to learn the local rules of civil procedure, the federal rules of civil procedure, and the appellate rules of civil procedure. That too. This is my life's work. This is my passion. This is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be protecting the innocent. I'm going to be helping those who can't help themselves. Because I will be beholden to the people, not the courts. Because per the corpus juris secundum, attorneys' first priority are to the courts, not you. And if they tell you, or the attorney tells you they're for you, they're lying to you. Yeah, when they're fresh out of law school, yeah, because they don't know no better. They too are indoctrinated going to law school. Just like a lot of police are indoctrinated going to the academy. The powers that be, they don't tell everybody the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help them God. They can't. That will empower too many people. And that's the point I'm trying to make. So I can help empower you. The preamble of the United States Constitution. We the people, you know what that means? Supreme sovereign. We the people, all ordinary walking around, me right now recording this, I'm a sovereign. I'm not a sovereign citizen, it's a difference. And I'll explain that in another YouTube video. Because if you call yourself a citizen, you're a corporate entity. And I'll explain that in another video. Some people who hear that know exactly what I'm talking about. You can't be a sovereign citizen. You're either one or the other. Sovereign means completely free. So you can't be both. If you're completely free, but you're saying you're a citizen, that doesn't make sense. But that's another educational piece I will enlighten you on at a later date. Because I have become very astute about that subject matter as well. So don't associate yourself with sovereign citizen. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're sovereign, that's it. That's what the Constitution means. And in fact, I'll take it a step further. And I have lots of court case decisions to support that and debunk any kind of lie a judge or an attorney would tell you. The United States Constitution on several occasions have said the people of America are sovereign. That's them. I'm quoting. They said that, not me. They said it, passed some of the Supreme Court case decisions long before we were even born. And some they passed even in the 19th century. So, my point and my crux of this, learn when you're being violated. Learn the Constitution. Learn how to apply the Constitution to your, to whatever you're dealing with. Learn how to articulate these laws and articulate them with confidence. Don't have no trepidation in your voice. Don't be scared. Someone approaches you in a uniform. Oh, where you going? They start using those verbal commands. Where you going? No. Where you going? Well, I beg your pardon. Why are you asking? Well, we need to see some ID. Okay, well, I need to know two things. One, am I free to go or am I being detained? If I'm being detained, I would like you to explain to me in detail what alleged crime that I commit, or that you saw me committing, or that I'm about to commit. Don't be no little wimp and okay. Nah. Nah, no. You stand your ground. These laws, the laws are there. These laws are meant to protect us. These laws are meant to keep the local, state, and federal officials at bay. And you'll learn this when you start reading this stuff. Take some political science classes, take some law classes, which I'll be taking more of. Learn it, live it, do it, be about it. Again, Brian Watkins, Las Vegas, Nevada. Just do your work, do your homework. Do your homework. Trust me, you're not going to regret it. And they're going to throw some other stuff at you. Well, did you go to law school? No? Why? I know how to read. I know how to write. I know how to articulate. I don't need to be in law school being indoctrinated on what they don't want you to know. And then they're going to throw, well, we have states' rights. Yeah, I know. I know all about states' rights. Do you know? I know. I want to know if you know. And if you don't know, I'll be more than happy to articulate the real reason why we have states' rights and the real definition. 1, states' rights were erected to keep, again, local, state, and federal officials at bay. 2, states' rights. When you hear the term state, that's referring to state legislators, lawmakers, the state attorney general, the governor. Yes, you can make any laws you want. But if they interfere with the person, the sovereign, inalienable rights that are further supported by the United States Federal Constitution, ratified December 15, 1791, you, sir, ma'am, are out of line. You, sir, ma'am, are violating their inalienable rights. You, sir, ma'am, have just violated Title 42, United States Criminal Code, Section 1983, deprivation of rights. You, sir, ma'am, have also violated your oath, Title 5, United States Criminal Code, Section 3331. You, sir, ma'am, will probably be sued, and you, sir, ma'am, will lose, provided you push the issue. That's how you got to be. Confident, factual, articulate, direct, to the point. Get it? I got to go. So do your homework. There'll be many more videos to follow. Trust me.